That was well worth our time watching it. I'm very interested. Where it's gonna go in the future. Not alien space warp technology is real guy, but the other guys and the other stuff that's been classified. I still think it's just like super classified government technology is the most likely answer. I think most people that even want to believe it's a actual alien thing would probably agree with that. But, I mean, you never know. I mean, even if it's a 1% chance that aliens are real, I mean, I think that's interesting to think about. Thank you for the stream. I mean, I didn't end the stream, and we're still streaming. I mean, you're welcome, but... I'm trying to kill a bear off. That's just it, Platinum Mad Lad. You know what I mean? Like... Yeah, if you see... one of those stealth planes before they were in the public record, you would probably think it was a UFO, because, like, you'd never seen anything like that before. Oh, we could just make it, huh? Ooh, that's so good. I'm very happy. Have I seen the flying flapjack plane? I've seen flying cars. I want to get rid of this layered, man. What does my set look like? Well, not great. What I find the most interesting isn't that, like, I came into it, like, relatively skeptical, but when you start getting government plants in your chat over some, like, no-name clown streamer, it only makes me think it's more real. When you've got, like, NSA spooks in your chat being like, oh, don't believe this guy, he's got no credibility. That makes me think it's more real now. It's like, what are you doing in a clown's Twitch chat? Like, nobody cares about this chat. People out here trying to discredit these poor guys putting their lives on the line. Now I really believe them. I mean, a smartphone hypercube is actually like science fiction. To think that you'd have the equivalent of a supercomputer in your pocket that you can watch porn on. That's amazing. Anywhere. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't blame anyone for being skeptical. But, I don't know. I mean, it's like the only thing that you're putting on the line right now is not a belief that aliens are real and there's little green men and we're having sex with them. It's just that, there's stuff out there that is not in the public record that could probably use some overall scrutiny. And if it is secret military tech, it'd be nice if they just said it's under control. And if it is completely extraterrestrial, I think, there's been this idea, this concept that the U.S. public can't handle the truth and that we'll panic and we'll go primal on each other. I feel like the worst of that happened when we weren't given like real information. People started hoarding toilet paper because we thought we'd never get toilet paper again. I want to believe that people that had, security clearance and stuff like that and were like, officers in the army wouldn't just throw their entire lives and reputations and careers into jeopardy just for like some laughs or for like, $100,000 of Chinese bribes. Whatever it is you think it would come from. What am I on about? Look, you're the NSA spook out here, man. What do you mean, what am I on about? What are you on about? You're the glowy in chat trying to gaslight everyone. Not doing a very good job either. Can't just assume their lives are in danger? Dude, the guy in the middle said, my life is in danger and I know other people's lives are in danger. I'm the butthurt? How am I butthurt? I'm the screamer. You're the one that everyone's making fun of. It's okay. I'm sure you make a better salary than I do at the NSA. Because he said so. I'm telling you, man. Bunch of glowies in chat. Oh, he's talking about unlucky? Okay, well, look, I can't. I've got like 5 messages on a time on my phone, okay? This might be the last time we ever hear from these dudes. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the guys went to go poop and we never saw him again. Based on what he was saying. He's like, I've got names and departments. And if they don't want those names and departments being found out, Congress won't be able to investigate if they don't know where to look. No, yesterday wasn't the internet, man. Yesterday was Twitch crap in the bed. I'm with Albino, man. Just show us the sphere cube, dude. Show us the sphere cube. Pull the Tic Tac that you've got in storage out of storage. Show us the little green man that you've got on ice. Gray guy, or whatever he is. How am I a government apologist? All I'm saying is, intentional or no, you come off 100% as an NSA spook. As like a 100% military industrial complex butt sucker. And like, that's fine. Like, whatever, dude. Like, we all gotta make our money. Like, get that bag. That's just how you come off. I've been planted for a while then, haven't I? Look, nobody said NSA butt suckers can't enjoy Monster Hunter. You know, but everyone's got a job that they gotta do. I just thought they'd be a lot more subtle, that's all. I think, like I said, I think it's very fair to be skeptical, but to be like, to the point you're like, he's a fraud, he's lying, he's being bribed. That to me is like a little like, never streaming, just chatting again. It's just like, the incredibly sus. Only said he was lying, not the others? Oh, so the guy in the middle was lying, but the other 2 guys weren't lying. All right, okay. Fair enough. Right, just the guy in the middle. You believe in the Tic Tac and the cube sphere, but you don't believe the guy in the middle who said, actually, I've never seen a UFO before. Oh my god. You can't make it up, man. Believe all hearings? The only thing that I believe is if there's classified documents, I'd like to see them. I'm not gonna believe anything off the cuff. I'm not gonna go to sleep tonight and be like, wow, cube sphere. I can't wait to see it on my flight home to the United States. But, you know, if there's actual documents or videos or photos, sure, I'd like to see it. Well, I'm only getting defensive because, like I said, I've dealt with astroturfing before on my own state subreddit, and I feel the vibe of astroturfing NSA butt suckers. I'm not saying aliens are real, but I know those ones are. Am I doing a regular casual playthrough? You should just watch it, man. You should just... Oh shit, where'd he go? How'd he get me this far? Wait, that's his head? God, he hits hard. Oh, I should have brought... I should have brought him antidotes. God damn it. Well, I think this is an expedition, so like we could die more than twice. And we definitely will. I mean, if people want to believe in the cube spheres right now, just from testimony alone, like, that's as valid as the people that are saying, I don't believe in cube spheres. Military industrial complex are doing trade since the 50s with other civilizations? I wouldn't doubt it, man. I'm trying to get, like, a counter off here. Yeah, he's gonna be a tricky one. Yeah, explain how Albino was able to make this without alien technology. You can't. Hammer, we actually used Hammer in the beginning. The issue is the Wiggly is so unpredictable that you kind of need a shield. Like, that would have always hit me if he wasn't Wiggly. And I understand there are people being like, oh, you know, if aliens are real, how come they're only in the United States? And like, obviously that's a great question. I'm sure they wouldn't be, but we do have the most technology for that sort of thing. So I don't know. It would be interesting to get other countries' perspectives. Because it's not like there's not tons of Japanese airlines flying over the Pacific Ocean, like, all the time. All aliens are in Ayano's apartment. Well, ain't that the truth? If I were an alien, I'd still love you? I don't think I am. But I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm just gonna die anyways.
When I get bullied, it's called release.
I need to get some stamina.
Because you don't understand.
Something spiritual that people mistake for outer space? Look, man, there's a guy in the University of Austin writing papers, and he's saying he thinks it could be Djinns or time travelers. Which, you know what? I guess in theory, or as possible as aliens. My time traveler. I hope not. I really screwed up if I did. Although, I don't know, maybe like the internet clown timeline is a good one. But if I can give you 1 point, Trio, I don't know how or why the Austin researchers paper made it into a congressional hearing. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why it was classified, why it was declassified, and then why it made it into the government. Is he okay? No. He's not. Like, I'll believe everything from all three of those people that testified today over time traveling Djinns and quantum space travel. Why is it glitching out like that? He's having a hard day, man. This is my favorite form. Bipedal Toby is my favorite. God damn it. This is 4 deaths. I gotta kill him, man. I gotta get on to actually beating him because he will run away. I just found that way more interesting than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it would just be a complete clown show, but I would say the testimony. And honestly, I mean, I'll give American Congress some credit there. Like, they actually asked some pretty good questions. If you were to take everything at the face value, they did a good job asking questions. He was saying something like there was a dark gray or black cube inside a sphere that appeared to be floating without propulsion. I gotta get this up. I'm already almost dead. He hit me once. And that guy that was testifying was just like a safety trainer? For the Air Force or something like that. And he said he was only there because he was worried about the safety. Guys, I think we might be cooked. I think we might be cooked on this Tobikadachi, man. He is so powerful. Been any barbecue restaurants? Like yakiniku? Like grill your own meat? Yeah, we've been to 2. My favorite one is yakiniku like because it's very affordable. And I think the food's pretty good. So I'd recommend that one. That one's fine. Nope. And they stay enraged way longer. What about US influenced restaurants like American barbecue in Japan? You're gonna find mostly Japanese food in Japan. I'm not saying you're not gonna find American type food in Japan. I'm just saying you're gonna find mostly Japanese food in Japan. So if like you're looking for like the best Southern style American barbecue in Japan, I think you're maybe going to the wrong country. You'll find Mexican food. The place I went to today had like tacos and I mean, I know taco salad is really not Mexican, but if I had pizza yet in Japan, we literally ate a slice of pizza on stream today. It was Domino's pizza. It was not bad. It had fried shrimp on it. That was good. Yeah, no, we're getting annihilated by this Tobikadachi. I went out of my way to get guard 5. How long am I in Japan? I'm in here for over another month. Till the end of August. What's the price of Domino's in Japan? There was a video posted recently that said it was really expensive, but Noxel, how much was that pizza? 2K? Yeah. Well, but that was with like fried shrimp on it, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can get a smaller pizza for like 500 yen, which is $3 or $4. Alternatively, you can get a really fancy pizza for $15. That's pretty small. But you don't need to get like the fried shrimp pizza unless you're showing off to a girl or a guy or something. We've got a mod that's making Toby extremely powerful. Is Noxella showing off to me? I think he just wanted to eat the pizza. He did ask if I wanted a slice, though, and I did take him up on the offer. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, you certainly can't get a soft shell fried shrimp pizza in the US from Domino's. Did you watch any of that? I thought I overheard you listening to some of the testimony, Noxella. What do you think? Shrug. You don't believe in the Tic Tac? You think the Tic Tac guy was not credible? What about Cube and a Sphere guy? You don't believe in either of them. What do you think their motivations are for lying? They saw something else? Well, what if they said, we don't think it's extraterrestrial life, but we did see something unexplainable? Where's the IRL? I wish my mobile data and viewership was powerful enough for in real life Japan. I wish I was the time traveler that was in the universe would be okay. Am I using something like the AverMedia Gaming 2 Plus for streaming? I am using... Well, no, I'm not. I have used it, though. In the US, I use something like that. AverMedia Live something or other. If you're buying a capture card for a console, hashtag not sponsored, but AverMedia is absolutely the way to go unless you want to go way more expensive. Elgato stuff is absolutely terrible. Do not get Elgato stuff. Like, even if this is just like a casual hobby of yours, just don't do it. Like, if you were like a casual fan of skydiving, like, would you want to go for like the really, really cheap parachute that might fail on you halfway through skydiving? I hope not. That's what using Elgato for streaming is. It's just not worth the headache. You have sound issues. It's almost always sound issues. Sometimes it'll be video sync issues, but it's usually just like sound crackling and stuff like that. It's not worth it. I've never had like an issue with my AverMedia that was that long. He just hits so hard. I mean, my thing is like, they're not, again, like, you don't gotta take it anything more than face value. It's just, these guys think there's information that should be declassified. Or at the very least, there should be a congressional investigation into it. And you know what? Maybe everyone from Congress will finally get to talk to the military people, and the military people will be like, yeah, actually, this is like military tech. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. I need to read this. I have it. I have an issue with it. They have latest firmware on site, but if you download it, Archive says it's 14, EXE says it's 14. Firmware itself is 10. I even posted on AverMedia, but zero code. They fixed pretty nasty issues in the versions I can't even download. Any suggestions where I should go apart from looking random streamers with such device? What are the issues you're having with it? Are you sure that a firmware upgrade is going to fix it? I think mine is the AverMedia Live Gamer 2. But again, I'm not using it right now, but I have used it. I mean, the AverMedia support should be pretty good. I mean, if there's a firmware that is fixing issues and you can't get the right firmware, A, I'm surprised it's not on the website. And B, if you email them, they don't email you the right thing. It doesn't seem like AverMedia. Put it to you this way. If you're worried that your thing is bad, I was at E3 2019 at the Bandai Namco booth. At the Bandai Namco booth, they had Elgato recording devices set up. with an Elgato technician like on standby. As I was sitting there with my laptop taking a recording, I plugged in their Elgato device and it started having a crackle. And I had the guy listen to it. He says, "Oh, I don't hear anything. Nope, I don't hear the crackle." The crackle was literally there. Like I was getting gaslit in real time by Elgato. Like I may as well have been streaming. He was gaslighting me so bad. So I'm very sorry you're having issues with your AverMedia product. But there's not much better out there. I just don't know what issues you've been having with it, because like I said, I haven't really had any. The only thing that you get is Jesus Christ. He moves so fast. You got to set up the sound device separately under the sound devices. So you got to like click listen to this sound device in order to get the audio out over desktop. Issues not with the product, issues they made new firmware, but you can't download it. But I don't understand. If you're not having a problem with the product, then why do you need it? Like, what do you think it's going to fix? Like, what is the issue you're having? Don't most streamers use Elgato instead of AverMedia? Maybe like non-professional streamers, like people that are just doing it for fun, use Elgato. If that sounds like I'm being a bit of an asshole, then I am a little bit. I didn't say it was a plane with no parachute. I'm just saying the Elgato device will work like 9 times out of 10. And then 10 times out of 10, it'll be like, oops, sorry, I don't feel like deploying all of your parachute. I only feel like deploying like 2/3 of it. Is that his head? Streaming watch has like 5,000 to 10,000 concurrent viewers, and uses an Elgato? Yeah, if it works for him, I'm happy for him. I would also assume that Elgato pays him a lot of money to use use their garbage product. I don't know, maybe he's lucky. He's never had a problem before. There could be a hardware lottery on that sort of thing. It's not like I said they never work. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of times they mess up. I've had both a PCI version and a USB 3.0 version. It's always like some like annoying thing too. Like take even like their green screen, for example. Like it's actually like a really nice green screen. In the sense that like it's portable and it goes up really nice, it goes down really nice. It looks professional. But like for some bizarre reason, like they made it like an off shade of green. So whenever you want to chroma key it, it's like, rather than being like a bright green, it's like a dark green. And like, I could see why they made it look like a dark green, because like it looks cool. But in terms of like being functional, it's just like not functional. It's like being like, you know, cars normally have a steering wheel that's round. And like, that makes a lot of sense, because like you got to turn it, and like when it's round, like that's neat. Like, because like you can keep turning it. But what if we made our steering wheel like a square, because we think the square looks cool, and be like, wow, That's a bold decision. That's a square steering wheel. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay. And then like you buy it and then like you realize like immediately after you've bought it, like it's actually a terrible decision. And like you're constantly like almost running into things because it's a square and it's not a circle. Supercars have square steering wheels. I understand the Cybertruck is going to get a square steering wheel. That makes sense for Elon. I'm sure he's like, I think we need to put a square steering wheel in there. Square with a sphere might work. Very possible. Okay, and, you know, maybe there's a good reason for it. Look, it was an example, okay, guys? I'm not an expert on steering wheels. All I'm saying is that most Elgato products have one annoying flaw to them, and they rarely, if ever, fix them. This is the guy that's like died like 10 times to Toby Gadachi. He's so hard, man. I need to like upgrade this armor or something. I thought this was gonna get easier. This is only getting harder. I mean, I haven't counted it. I think we're above 10. I think we're above 10 cards. The smart thing for me to do would be just to start using my traps, just to deal damage. I mean, if you buy an Elgato card, I mean, you'll save money. Here's what an Elgato card is good for. An Elgato card is good for somebody that wants to stream, but will never actually stream, because at least you saved money on your streaming gear. So like if you got like a nephew or somebody that like always talks about streaming and making YouTube videos, but will probably never end up streaming or making YouTube videos, buy them an Elgato. Save yourself 30 or 40 bucks. I hate Tobagadashi. Okay, we still have a mount. So let's go for that. Fuck you. Here's the thing. Look, if Elgato wanted to offer me a sponsorship, which I don't think they ever will, I don't even know if I would take it. There are a couple sponsorships that I've actually been offered a couple of times that I've never taken because I just don't believe in the product. God damn it, man. Audible is on that list. Now, I've taken mobile game sponsorships before. I did exactly one Raid Shadow Legends. I did Blanco's Block Party before the horrors of NFTs and blockchain was realized. And I apologize for that every day. But, I was involved in a class action lawsuit against Audible. Deserved, too. Mr. Bezos, I want my book credits. Tell us? They did this thing where, like, you'd subscribe to Audible and they'd give you, like, 3 credits a month. And if you tried to cancel your membership, it was like, oh, that's great. You can cancel your membership. We're going to get rid of all your credits. And so you'd be like, oh, damn. All right, well, I'll just get around to using my credits at some point. And, like, you just never do. So you're just constantly stuck with these credits. They lost the lawsuit. I got extra credits that I also never used. That was the class action settlement. God, he's so big. He moves so much faster when he's big. All right, well, we're gonna capture him anyways. What? Yeah, I've been carding almost the whole time. He was really hard, dude. I think for Nightshade, we're gonna have to like actually go full sleep resistance. I mean, if he's anything like the Viper Toby, I mean, that was just a nightmare. That was terrible. No, Coral Pookie's next. Coral Pookie and Nightshade. It's interesting how she refers to you as Aibo-san. That's kind of like my honorable buddy. Kind of? I guess one way you could translate that. Coral Pookie and Nightshade are both after Viper. I mean, we do have one Pep Deco. Can I craft these? Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that she's much more formal than normal handler, right? Since it's not a formal thing in Japan, it's just, yeah, it's just a respectful pronoun. It's just to indicate that you respect the person. Or the thing, I mean, you know, Mount Fuji was referred to as Fuji-san. Not that Mount Fuji is a person, but in a respectful way it's referred to. Got a couple energy drinks. This is probably going to suck. Let me get a new weapon on the cat. Sent as a reading for Mountain? Yeah, I just assume that there's like a correlation there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Let's give him this horn. Could just be a homonym for mountain. I just assume there's like a, I don't know, formalness to it. So at least for Mount Fuji, right? I hate this rat bastard. He sucks so bad. He sucks on a good day. Well, Sensei, yeah, is obviously it's used for teachers, but I know it's used for like doctors and stuff like that as well. I don't know all the specifics. I don't know, like, would your lawyer be a sensei? I honestly don't know. Nice cheating. Yeah, I would prefer if you all refer to me as Shepard Sensei, please. Thank you. If we're close, you can use Son. Does it look like he's got like a really big mouth? Like a huge underbite? Oops. Yeah, things move 20% faster when they're enraged with this mod on. Sudoku, hello? Shepard OG-san? That's just like Uncle Shepard? I don't like it, but I'll accept it. He's moving so fast. I was trying to decipher what I was looking at. I'm trying to like tenderize the head if I can. Just don't know if I can. God, he hits hard. Come on, man. For you guys on YouTube's helping you a lot? Well, I'm glad. That makes me happy. Damn, dude! How is that like a one-shot? No, 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 no! Please land. There's no really preparing for wiggly monsters. Dude, why is he hitting so hard? He just dusted chat. Well, I think Bracky is relatively soon. Isn't Bracky just after Barryoff? Raging Bracky is not necessary for Fatalis. I'm not really that afraid of Raging Bracky, though, all things considered. Like, obviously, he's not an easy monster to fight. No, Bracky's definitely before Ebony. Ebony's like one of the last. Because, like, Bracky's not a subspecies. Yeah, I think that's right. Narga, Glavenus, Bracky, Tigrix. I think there's like a... Might be the Velkhana cave after that. Then it's like Fulgur, Shrieking, Acidic Ebony. Then it's Velkhana. Then Seething Basil. Black Veil, Namiel. And then the end of the game. Yeah, the interesting thing about the mod is that, like, it changes how often you get wall bangs, because things stay enraged way longer. It does really help balance the game. Because normally you can just wallbang everything to death. With the hard mod, you can't do that. Like, you actually got to kill them. Like, you'll get a couple wallbangs off, but not enough to make a huge difference. Maybe 3 or 4 times. Black Veil, we might actually have to go out of our way for effluvium resistance. I just don't know about that, dude. Well, Glavenus you get a little help with, because you get the Sand Pit and you get the Turf War, so that's 15% life right there. Farm a new set soon, too? I don't know about that. You gotta... I mean, maybe like a really high priority piece. I'm not even sure what that would be, though. Weakness exploit is debatably not as good, because hitting the weak spot is way harder now. Come on, dude. I mean, we could try and farm Guild Palace weapons, which are among the most powerful gear before you get to, like, post-Shara. Even after Shara, I think there's some stuff that's actually pretty decent. But it's definitely a decent upgrade. Well, with how things are nearly permanently enraged, Agitator would be okay, for sure. Please! Oh my god. We want to try and get him on the ground so we can get the Diablos hit off. I don't think he's got a turf war with Diablos, but he'll at least take the pitfall damage. That was a mistake. What's he doing? How am I doing today? Pretty good. We watched a hearing on aliens. I had a lot of fun listening to those alien people talking about aliens, man. Where's the Diablos? How was the alien hearing? Honestly, there was more information there than I thought there would be. I thought it would be a complete waste of time. But there was some really neat stuff. I would say it's worth checking out. Some people in chat outed themselves as NSA glowy plants. Just confirming my suspicion that I'm being followed by astroturfed government officials. Oh, you had some mega haters, dude. This is really bad. I guess it could be worse. Dude, that was with the Vitality Mantle on. I didn't have a max potion. Yeah, we might have to do some farming. At least armor spheres. I think we might be able to do the brute Tigrex and just like wallbang them. I don't think you take extra damage when you're sleeping, actually. As weird as that seems. I think it just makes it easier for you to take the hit. Well, I don't know. All right, that's a fair point. I don't think the mod changes that, but it's very possible. You like the new camera corner? I feel like we've been down here for a while now. I don't know. But I'm glad you like it. Get him! No! That was so close. Maybe we'll find a cactor to hit him with. No. You still enraged? Yes. I think we need both full sleep resistance and we need more armor spheres. Like, as pathetic as it seems, like we just need to figure something out for defense. It's just dying. I would love to have an armor cube within a sphere. We might be able to meld Pep Decos, actually. That's a good point. Nope. You meld Vitality, though. Can we do the Brute Tigrex quest? MR24. Pretty far away from that. Greatest Jagras would be a hell of a grind. To get up to HR 50 is actually like a lot of work. I could make Tsitsiyaku legs to get 3 sleep resistance. It's actually not a terrible idea. As weird as it seems. Randomized armor stats? It seems like it'd be funny, but it just ends up being like you have a ton of useless armors. Like, oh, I got speed crawling and survival expert. Like, I'll never make that. Terra Lance mod? Nope. Never heard of it. Yeah, so it seems like it'd be fun, but it's for the most part, it's just like annoying. And then like the issue is like you don't want to balance it too far in the other way. You don't want it to be like, oh wow, like I'm so OP when I use this mod. Oh, you can definitely program it, Zany, to be like more helpful. You just got to be careful about like, I don't know. I feel like the way the devs designed it, like right now we're making Tsitsiyaku legs, right? Like if you haven't done a ton of grinding and every monster's a threat. So P with this mod is you can buy Master Rank gear in the shop if you're lucky. I don't think this is the mod you're thinking of. I don't think. I have not been able to buy Master Rank gear. I mean, I don't know. Is there another place to buy it? That sounds like cheating. With the randomizer. Oh, I see. You sounded really pissed off. I know you're not, but came off. It's like, man, this guy's mad. Fucking idiot streamer. I've heard a lot of people enjoy Remnant. I've heard a lot of people say it's really hard. That's what I've heard about Remnant. I'll probably end up buying it. I enjoyed the first one well enough. Sounds like a lot of people start in a higher difficulty than they probably should until they learn the game. Just swallow your pride and play it on the base difficulty is what I get from a lot of people. Yeah, I don't think he's hitting anything. He actually might be able to flash behind him. I think there's a lot of questions about Fatalis and Elatrion. The mod specifically has specific adjustment balances for Elatrion, and I don't quite understand what it means with horn breaks. But I'll leave us alone. Yeah, I don't really know what that means, though. What does it mean, like, flinch from 3U? I don't know. I'm hoping there was some manual tuning towards the later monsters, because I mean, we're already running into some pretty insane difficulty spikes in Master Rank. Like, I'm getting one-shot by Nightshade Palomu. I don't think that should be happening, but I could just be a baby gamer. That head is really going places. Uh-oh. Okay, not tenderize the tail. Just came on? What's going on, dude? It's having its poor neck. It's having... You just have one of those days you're like, man, it'd be really nice if someone would just, like, rub my back. I think that's what's going on with him right now. got like 20,000 health. He went to a congressional hearing and told congressional staff members that he knew the location and names of people that knew about extraterrestrial life. And as a result, he was put into a government program that would silence him forever. Nobody would ever take him seriously ever again. Like, oh, you got a wiggly neck. What the hell do you know, Mr. Wiggly Neck? Devil Joe, just so you know, does not disappoint. Devil Joe gets like mega long. That is terrifying. Watching him climb up is really scary. You might want to see a time traveler if you got neck this wiggly. He just blasted my vitality mantle off in one. I think the thing that I find the most fascinating about them mentioning the space vacuum quantum mechanic propulsion paper was like, even if it was declassified in the military, you think like they would have read it before they mentioned it. And like if you read it, you're like, this is probably a decent amount of pseudoscience. Like how peer-reviewed was it? That's the only thing I take out of that whole meeting as like not credible. I feel like everyone else there didn't have much of a reason to lie because like they were former military. But like, why bring up quantum mechanic propulsion? And being like, don't worry, the military declassified this. And just like mention it. They think people weren't going to look it up? Yeah, Murph, dude, I think you're right, man. Military's like, wait, why was this ever classified? This is stupid. If it was ever classified in the first place. I think the Tic Tac footage is like available, albino. You want me to see if I can find it and watch it on stream? Apparently it's from 2004. To like everyone's point, like you've got goddamn radars out there or satellites that can like get you somebody's license plate from outer space. Like, why is it we don't have better pictures of these things? You know what I mean? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. figure out space vacuum mechanics. We have Gundams. I just don't know that like a Gundam would be a good use of resources. First time seeing my bald, and can I say my head looks bigger? Is that like a double insult? Or is that like a compliment? Or is that just an observation of me having a big head? Sorry? Both? So fuck you too. Oh, it's on the History Channel? Oh, that does not bode well. Okay. You know, give me a second. Let me turn off background noise here. I hate how they call it UAP. Just call it a UFO. This is kind of like Armored Core. Bee Sponge, thank you. More handsome than usual? Thank you. I've been called fake bald and bald. Oof. That was fast. I mean... I just don't know that like that video is enough to be proof of anything. You know what I mean? I want to believe. I do want to believe. Was that a Noxelikov? Yeah, he's laying in bed playing gacha games. He'll do that tonight and he'll do that tomorrow morning as well. I mean, the guys, I mean, I believe him when they say, like, we've got stuff. Like, I do believe him. I think that's credible. I think the question is just like, is what we have, is it actually like captured extraterrestrial, or is it just our own technology? Is it another country's technology? If the CCP had UAP level technology, somehow they leapfrogged everyone, would they be out there saying, oh, by the way, that's us, like, dicking around in your airspace? No, of course not. Would the US want to go out and say, like, oh, China has us completely beat in aerial sort of maneuvers? No, we wouldn't want to do that either. So it's, I don't think they would. I mean, if you had, no, I don't think they'd brag about it. If you had such a massive military advantage, you would try to keep that a secret as much as possible. In my opinion. You know, if it's moving faster than what a human could survive in, the Wendy's triple, you got the meat cube, good for you, man. Then to me, that's just saying like it's definitely like some sort of like a drone or something like that. And I don't think there's any reason to believe that it couldn't just be the equivalent of a large unmanned drone. With or without a little green guy in it. In World War II, we did flex our nukes. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we used them twice. And Japan at that point was already trying to negotiate a surrender. We were just like, no. We want unconditional. Oddly enough, there was a similar situation. Not really super similar, but spiritually similar. Hawaii, before the US basically annexed it, asked Japan if the Japanese government would like basically annex them. Because they had better relations with Japan than, you know, they did with us. And Japan didn't. Couldn't. Where do you weigh in, Gus, on the, the alien debate? Alien conversation? Japan Purpose said, no, you aren't Japanese, we don't want you. I'm pretty sure they had a good amount of Japanese citizens. Certainly they had enough people that were in Japan, in Hawaii, that were living and commingling with, you know, the Kingdom of Hawaii. But I think it more or less fell on deaf, massively militarily powerful and expansionist United States. Come peace, why we need to go to war. I agree with you, man. I would choose to as well. When at all possible to go to. I just don't think aliens could do any worse to the United States or the world in general than we are already doing to ourselves. Like, they've probably got some technology that'd actually be really helpful. I mean, I'll give you this turnip. At the very least, Hawaii has statehood. There's no excuse for Puerto Rico not to have the same status as Hawaii, and yet, alas. They know how to fix everything that's wrong with the world? Mao Zedong was actually an alien time traveler, is what you're saying? That's sweet. No, 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 I don't want to go here. Albino, what if I told you that they did not teach me about 9/11 when I went to high school? There was no teaching after World War II. There was like literally one page after World War II in the history textbook. I think it briefly mentioned like Vietnam. But it was mostly World War II was the end of modern history. We might have gone over FDR, but that might have been college. Can't really remember. Aibo-san. You didn't get 9/11 either? It's a little sus. Teach you world history. In high school? Very little. They do... I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the curriculums are like nowadays. They did teach a class called Culture Studies, which did sometimes touch on the ways of life in other countries. They didn't necessarily do a very good job at like actual real world history. They do a pretty good job in colleges, but not at all in high school. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of like, what was it like in Greece? The founding of democracy, but like modern stuff, no. French Revolution in high school, no, not really. Maybe only in as much as like it relates to like, you know, the Constitution and stuff like that. A little bit. It's really like, did you know the creator of the United States, his George Washington, chopped down a cherry tree and he could never tell a lie. He said, "Mother, I cannot tell a lie. I chopped down the cherry tree." And she was like, "Good job, son. You never lie." And he had wooden teeth for some reason. I do remember in high school, in my English class, going over McCarthyism. Because we read the play The Crucible, which is, you know, a not even thinly veiled allegory about McCarthyism that was going on in the 50s or 60s. I think it was the 50s. And that was nice. That was good. That was a good way of getting a cultural take on modern American history. But certainly there was no mention of McCarthyism in actual history class. We should have full sleep resistance now. That'll help. What about defense? What about... It's like curriculum's pretty similar. If you got into honors English, they let you learn about the real history. If you did not get into honors English, I don't know what they taught you. I don't know what books you had to read. But if you got into honors, you got to actually learn the real stuff. I get the sense, and even as an adult, I feel guilty for this. I get the sense that they really overstated the United States' importance in World War II. Obviously, our contribution in the Pacific Front against Japan was significant. Outside of that? I don't know. I know we were in for a whole hell of a lot of it. We were very much isolationist for a massive part of it. More important than in World War I? I mean, we're also taught that we were important in World War I, too. No, I mean, it's like literally in the US, you're basically taught, you know, in both world wars that we came in the end and we saved the day. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's not real. I don't know the exact timeline, and I apologize for never even learning the real timeline, but... Like, I've never really properly educated myself in the exact, like, time dilation of, like, when the U.S. showed up and when we didn't. U.S. would have let Hitler take all of Europe if it came to it. I grew up in a town that was nearly adjacent to a town that had, like, a Nazi youth camp in the United States. Now, to the town's credit, the Nazi youth camp operated for like a couple of weeks until they shut it down. And like, God damn it, this is a Nazi youth camp. We can't have that in there. Can't have this in our town. But it was there for at least a little bit. You never understood the Cold War. It was U.S. capitalist interests being very scared about communism. And what effect it might have on U.S. capitalist interests. That's as I understand it. You know, I mean, honestly, like one of the greatest ironies in the United States history, and again, I'm not going to claim to be the greatest authority on it ever, is in the process of winning the Civil War and ending slavery, the northern industrial states got so much power that they then went around the other direction. They said, well, we won't have slavery, but we'll make everyone slaves. By just being like so incredibly powerful in government. So that's interesting. That's I'm not going to call that a fun fact, but it's pretty screwed up. There was also a period of time post World War II that the U.S. was so afraid they were going to become like globally vilified for their usage of the atomic bomb, that they were trying to like do all sorts of science and explanations and defenses that like, oh, don't worry, like nuclear radiation isn't that bad. Well, don't worry, it's not that bad. They'd like have like officials come out and like stand on like recently nuked ground. They would just like inject people with like plutonium and crap like that, just to be like, well, let's find out what happens when you do that to someone. It was bad. Like most new science things, people would just sign up and just get like massive irradiated and be like, oh, let's find out what happens when we just shoot you with radiation. Maybe it'll help you. people just get like sick and die. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It's terrible. It's honestly really horrible. But that's what happened. I've seen the video about Chernobyl where the video itself was radioactive. I have not. They detonated a nuke in the air above several engineers in an open field to prove they'd be fine. I am not aware of that. There was a book I read in college, The Plutonium Files. I don't know that I can necessarily recommend anybody, like, read the whole book, but, like, look up the condensed version somewhere online, maybe on YouTube or Wikipedia. Did I watch the Chernobyl series? I did, the HBO one. It was interesting. I could see it being very annoying to people that actually are Russian and being like, why did they get like British actors? But you know, it's definitely one of the better HBO series. I think I own it on Amazon. There's one guy that was injected with an extreme dose of polonium. I don't remember that, but I do remember reading about a guy and like they were trying, like he like broke his leg or his arm and he got brought into like a hospital near like a testing center and like, you know what, this is gotta be a good subject. And they had like this plutonium vial and they didn't have any way to open it. They'd like break it on the side of a table and it was like glowing all over the place. The guy was like, what the fuck? And they like injected him with it. That was crazy, dude. A lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would say in general, holy crap. It's funny that I'm fighting nightshades as I'm doing this. You know, nuclear power has the possibility of being amazing for human progress and like the environment and everything. But when you get profit involved, that's when things get really bad. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it like almost kind of like as a public good, as a public good with the intention of like providing cheap, clean energy. And you're going to spend all the resources necessary to keep it that way, then it's awesome. But like, if there's going to be like a company like trying to like get extra profits out of it, that's like something bad's going to happen. Even in Germany, they hate nuclear? I mean, I think most people... I think maybe at this point in human development, we're there with wind and solar technology that you could make the argument that we don't need to go nuclear. I mean, I was walking on the street in Japan and there was a woman that was handing out flyers and like I didn't get the full like the full discourse of what it was saying. But it was basically amongst like saying like stuff like save our kids. It was like, I'm going to shut down all the nuclear plants. You know, because like the memory is still very recent for them of the Fukushima disaster. And, you know, to be fair, you know, it's a small country, you know, relatively small. You know, can't really afford to have, like, areas of land that are, like, irradiated and people don't want to live in. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what the critical materials are for solar panels. I just feel like commercial solar plants can't be, along with wind, like, can't be that hard, can it? Same thing with, like, hydroelectric? I don't know. I mean, obviously, fossil fuel power plants are the things that we should be thinking about winding down because, like, eventually we're gonna run out. And then what are you gonna do? Is the half-life that long on spent uranium rods? Hyper-acute? I had no idea. Damn. Well, I'm sure lithium is rare, but, like, silicone? Isn't that, like, sand? Am I stupid? They're going to breed glow-in-the-dark cats that glow in the presence of radiation, so we're worried that language will be different, but these glow-in-the-dark cats will still be around? I feel like am I missing something here? Okay, let me take you at face value and say it's really easy to make glow-in-the-dark cats. How is that helping this communication barrier problem? I mean, the thing is like, unless, you know, the technology and resources are shared about, like, renewable clean resources, like, it's well within Brazil's best interest to mine all the oil and sell it. Like, why wouldn't they? From a country's perspective, you know, if they can generate a lot of wealth from it, they're just doing what's best for their country. But it shouldn't have to be that way. I need to watch the documentary to get the full context over this cat question. I almost feel like they're exaggerating, not necessarily the length of radioactivity, but I mean, we know how to decipher Gilgamesh, right? Old English? They're saying we can't figure out a way to let people know, like, hey, radioactive stuff is bad. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't blend this. Extreme long term. Is the half-life... It can't be longer than like 2,000 years. Even 3,000 years with modern technology? I'm not saying you guys are wrong or that the researchers are wrong. I'm just being a little skeptical that we can't keep like a radioactive symbol and know what it means around for 2,000 to 3,000 years. Plutonium-239 is a half-life of 24,000 years. So I would say, yeah, containment isn't a good solution for plutonium-239. We should be launching that stuff into the sun. I like the way his face gets. I like his mouth. Launching all that would cost a lot. I mean, we don't actually have to hit the sun. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. We could just, like, get it into space. Get the trash ball from Futurama? Well, no, we don't want it into low Earth orbit. You need to get it to leave the gravitational field. What if you dropped it into a volcano? Let me cook, guys. What if we drop the uranium into a volcano? What would the volcano do to the uranium? Hear me out, man. Can you melt it? What happens to it? You want a radioactive volcano? Just hear me out, man. Clear lava. If it's a bad idea, just say so. You don't have to make fun of me. Just drop it in the Mariana Trench. I mean, I don't like the idea of messing with the animals. Oh, I know the volcano can go across the entire planet. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm saying, what does the magma do? Well, don't drop in the center of Africa. People live there, dude. There's like a lot of like nature and wildlife there. If anything, you'd want it to be like in the middle of the ocean. Okay, if so, thank you. Someone got me the answer I was looking for. Are you telling me if we took all of our nuclear waste, the isotopes would actually start spreading out from the very bottom of the ocean? All right. I'll just put it in the sand vaults in the desert. I think that's the best thing we can do, right? He didn't die. Your home region is one region that loves to store radioactive waste around the world for a small fee? I mean, that's kind of messed up. That reminds me of the US towns that decide to sell all of their water for like a $10,000 grant to their sports team. Just like selling off all their water to the Nestle Corporation so they can get like a new baseball jersey. I think there has to be like an electromagnet, like a rail cannon that we could develop that could shoot nuclear waste into space and clear, you know, low orbit gravitational fields. And we may not have it yet, but I think we will someday. Hold on, I need my headphones on. This is too hard without headphones. Can we clear the space waste as well? Well, if we're lucky, the nuclear waste will shoot it on the way out and not collide with the other waste. Hopefully we don't, like, rail cannon nuclear waste into, like, some SpaceX train of satellites and rain radioactive space waste over the planet. Well, I mean, I don't know that Kurtzagot. I'm sure he makes good YouTube videos. I wouldn't call him the purveyor of what's possible and whatnot. I don't have beef with him. I'm just saying, like, as a random fraud YouTuber, I can speak for other random fraud YouTubers and be like, even well-researched, we're still all internet clowns. And what's possible now may not be the same as what's possible in the future. What's the issue with the current method of dealing with nuclear waste? The conversation we're having is because someone was bringing up a documentary where there was an issue of, in the future, the far, far future, people may not even speak the same language that we're speaking now. And so you'll need new ways of communicating, like, over millions of years to future generations, like, to be careful about radioactive waste. If you even feel any desire to try and protect people from that far in the future, you may not care, and it's fine. And all I was saying is, like, let's railgun it into space. And I still think it's valid. Like, because it shouldn't come down to budget. Like, budget shouldn't be, like, a consideration for these things. There's a lot of people on the internet that are like, oh, it's not going to be profitable. But, like, why should profitability be a consideration for handling something that's so helpful to generations now, but could be so harmful to generations in the future? Lost in translation thing doesn't feel realistic? That's what I was saying. Like, you could easily go onto YouTube right now and find a lot of people that are saying stuff like, oh, like, the Chinese public train system is not profitable. But, like, that's not the point. It's not meant to be profitable. It's meant to be, like, a public good. And we're talking about, like, oh, we're using up tons of nuclear waste now. Let's try and find a way to not poison the future world. Then finding a way to railgun it into space away from orbit is probably fine. Yeah, I mean, in Demonkey, that's like now. I mean, I'm talking about like what's possible in like, I don't know, 100 years, right? Amount of waste we have wouldn't be enough to bankrupt Jeff Bezos. I'm sure Jeff Bezos couldn't afford it, but, you know, if it was a collaborative world effort, I'm just saying humanity could make it happen. Now, that's what I was saying, Cosmic Gigs. Like, I'd much rather see us using nuclear to transition to other cleaner forms of energy and try to get out of, you know, natural resources as quickly as possible. You know, natural gas and oil, I mean, all things that are creating like tons of carbon dioxide. Oh, thank God. I'm gonna blast the hell out of him with this piercing pod. Oh, it's thorns! We might actually win. Man, this is hard, dude. I'm like... I mean, nuclear power is also like... The whole beginning of this conversation is like... Nuclear power should not be run by like a for-profit company. It needs to be run essentially as a public good with like the amount... all the resources it possibly needs. And you start trying to make it like profitable, you start cutting corners, and that's like when things are real bad. It's a separate mod, Yellow Alloy. And just talk about like what a terrible timing for Germany to do that as well. Because you're giving up your energy independence to like whoever happens to have oil. That Germans were smarter and you live in South America? I'm a professional internet clown on Twitch.tv, and I can tell you Germans are not that smart. They had, in theory, one of the best societies in the world, and they're still miserable. So I don't know what's going on over there, but it's just kind of sad, man. Good public health care, good economy, good education system, good highways, good beer, decent food. Like, not bad food. Like, I've had German food before. It's pretty good. Still just miserable, sad little people. Do I like this more than Rise? This is my favorite Monster Hunter game. Work from 9 to 9? In Germany? Yeah, maybe like 1 day a week. I'm just saying that for a country that has like economic prosperity and many fully functioning like social welfare systems, the Germans should be the happiest people on the internet. And they're just like miserable little ass goblins. And every time you call them out on it, they're like, sorry, I'm German. Oh, wait, you want to have the greatest society be in the world and be an asshole? Well, fuck you too, okay? God, do you think he's close? You know what? We're gonna do this. This is a little dangerous, but all the Germans you've met have been very friendly people. I think they probably are friendly in person, but put them behind a computer and they're a sniveling coward. Can confirm I'm right. I'm not happy about it, man. I don't like to put a country on blast. I'm just telling you what my lived experience as an internet clown has been. This year alone, it's been like every time I've banned someone, they're like, sorry, I'm German. British are just as bad though. Not even close. You got soccer hooligans, which we should use the rail cannon to shoot them into space. But outside of that, I'd say most British people are perfectly fine. You get some real, I mean, like, I'll tell you, like, as dumb as the Americans get, you can get some British people that are, like, very dumb. We've got one in chat right now. But for the most part, I'd say they're witty and intelligent people. Come to Argentina? It's not you, Dean. No, you're... it's not you. If we're going down the rankings, South America is by far the friendliest and most enjoyable of Twitch chat. Absolutely. I'm being convinced to go on like a tour of South America. They're the best, man. Always friendly, nice. Good jokes. Like good. A tour I won't return from? Why would I ever leave? No, the ranking list, South America is absolutely. I use the USA as like the rank 0. If it makes you feel better, if you're from Britain, I rank Britain above USA in terms of Twitch tier lists. Where would I put Mexico? Central and South America. I think South America is the top, but I would put Central America just below South America. So like, you know, like 95%. As long as we're higher than French? I've pretty much only ever had good experiences with French people. Do we count French Canadian as well? They're pretty high up there as well. Italy? I don't really have too many Italian viewers. They've all been pretty good. I mean, I can give you the tier list. I mean, it's South America is like all the way at the top. That's 100 out of 100. Then it's Central America. Asia's really nice. Yeah, Twitch does show the viewers' locations. Like, all of my Japanese viewers have been very nice. Philippine viewers have been very nice. I think I only got like one Hong Kong viewer. That's Brian. He's a little special in his own way. But he's not bad, I guess. Then you start getting more towards like the mid-range. So like you gotta I can't do a continent anymore. Like I gotta break it down to country. Because like Germany's at the bottom. Germany's like minus 100. But I mean, I would put, it would probably go like Italy, France, UK. Those like Scandinavian icy countries, they're not always icy. I think of them in my head icy. Like Finland, like all those. Sweden, all those. And then like you get to the zero baseline, which is United States. And so that's zero. And then like, I mean, it's like Germany's down at minus 100. So like you got to go all the way from 0 to minus 100. Who's below average other than Germany? Yeah, I mean, they're just pretty much... No, Poland's been good. I've never had any issues with Poland. I did have... So here's the thing. It's like a mix between Australia. So like some Australians are really great and some of them are just like really weird. Like just the other day. So like 1 year ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was an Australian I was having a conversation with him. And he was convinced that every single person, every adult in the world was a pedophile. And I was like, what are you talking? He's like, they're all pedophiles and we have to throw everyone in prison. And I'm like, that's weird. And then just yesterday, I had another person that came in and said, wow, your hairline's bad and you're bald. And I banned them. And they're like, sorry, I'm from Australia. Now, I unbanned them because they apologized. And I met an Australian in real life once and he was a cool guy. So I don't know. I'm thinking Australia might be negative. They're starting to get negative. They're trending negative. Which is not bringing me any joy because like I said, I owe a debt, a blood debt to an Australian. Australia has the right to banter, but it's like they're going from banter just being like full on assholes or insane. I mean, I'm not saying it's Germany level. I'm just saying like, you know, they're on watch. No, absolutely a blood debt. Can he call me bald? I mean, if I haven't seen you in chat for like literal years and your first thing in chat is like, hey, idiot, your hairline's bad and you're bald, like, I'm going to ban you. Like, it's just going to happen. If your name hasn't been in chat for like a long time. Was my life saved? So it was a British soccer hooligan, man. I was traveling. I was 21 years old. I was drunk. I was on a beach in Thailand. And a British soccer hooligan wanted to kick my ass. And an Australian that had made friends lists said like, no, I got your back. And that was really cool. I respect that. I appreciate it. I pay back my debts. I do be kind of bald though. See, I'm not going to ban you, but like I could. But I'm not going to. I get called fake bald. Why did British soccer? He just, because I was American and he just wanted to kick my ass. He was bigger than me. So he probably could have. I'm not going to pretend I would be able to win that fight. I was drunk. I wouldn't be able to do much at all. That's what I said. Just if you would agree to take every British soccer hooligan and put them on the railgun and shoot them into the sun, UK would go to the top of the list. 100 out of 100. You have to be willing to make that sacrifice. And if you do that, then I will change the rankings. Are you willing to make the sacrifice, Britain? You're still allowed to enjoy football? I mean, you're going to be monitored very closely. There's going to be like, you know, people are going to be checking your jerseys, how loud you get, how much you drink before, during, and after a game. I'm not making this on like a requirement. I mean, this is all on this is your play to make. I'm just putting it out there. I'm simply offering a proposal. Railgun your soccer hooligans into space. If you want to go up my fake internet rankings. And we will have a deal. I'd love to see the look on his face as he gets launched into space. I don't want to launch everything into space. I want to launch nuclear waste and soccer hooligans. And we could save time. We could do both at the same time. I wish I had control of the railgun. I would trust Albino Donkey with a railgun. Well, for like one day. I can't give it to you permanently, but I'd give you the keys for a day. I don't know what you'd do with it. I might be a little concerned, but I mean, you know, I'd use it responsibly. What would you use it for? What would you railgun off the planet? Landlords and nuclear waste only? I'd give you the keys. I'd give you the keys for that. You can be trusted. I think a lot of things would be beneficial if we could take the landlords, soccer hooligans, and nuclear waste. Can we include copies of GU and Rise? Brother, have you seen the pictures I've posted in Discord? Monster Hunter Generations is literal, like, electronic waste in Japan. As in, like... Is he, like, here? Like, it takes up space on, like, store shelves. And, like, nobody's ever going to buy it. Monster Hunter 4 and Generations this way. I think he's stuck. Every used game store I go to in Japan has it. They just have these shelves just filled with, like, Generations and 4. And, like, why would anybody ever buy it? I mean, from a collector's standpoint, it would make sense. But like any sane person would just buy the G version. I mean, I think Monster Hunter 1 would be a collector's item. What's wrong with 4? Before there was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, or 4G, there was Monster Hunter 4. So with no G-Rank content. Now, there's no way to buy the G-Rank content electronically. I think it would make sense to have Portable Third. It would make sense to have 3 Ultimate. You can still get street passes there. I was in a McDonald's a couple days ago and I saw a girl that was like doing homework and she had her 3DS out on the table in front of her. Presumably there to collect street passes. So yeah, there's definitely people out there. Poke Iroh Village is actually... I don't say it's expensive, but it's not super cheap like other things are. I did pick up a copy of Monster Hunter 3G in another used game store for 280 yen. I mean, Street Pass is all local to the 3DS. So yeah, I mean, it'll work. I mean, Generations for... I guess Freedom 2? Are all games that are base games without their G-Rank version, so they're superseded by their G-Rank version, really, for the most part. He's making a scary noise. What do you guys think of his bulbous face sack? People thought I was going to get walled by this Pookie. By this thing? Okay, his ass is going in some very strange directions. Oh my god. I guess we do have to be careful. Holy crap. Bro. What is that? How do you even guard against that? I'm gonna try and cut his ass off. I don't know if this actually helps too much with like reducing the water. You can get a trip off of hitting the tail here. I can't even tell. All I see is the massive nutsack for a face. Oh, the aerial laser would maybe be impossible to block unless I did like a strong guard. It's definitely going a little bit easier than Nightshade. Nightshade was so hard because like he never landed and like his hit zones were all like kind of bad. So you almost have to like constantly tenderize his whole body. I think the extra long tail makes it hard for him to hit you. Because like it pushes out so far compared to where you'd normally be. Joe Peng, hello. I think he has 30,000 health. That's so much health. Why? My poor little baby. Do you like the way his legs look? This is a scary move. I might die to this. Unbelievably lucky. Wow. What's up with his head? I think there's a lot of things going on right here. And the fact that you're picking on the head alone. It's a little interesting. I mean, he is stronger. We just haven't been hit by him too much. He likes to stick his head in the ground rather than attack me. I have no idea how we've not cut the tail off yet. We've hit it so much. It's so long. I can't even see his head. I don't know. It's a really good question on how Fatalis is gonna go. I can't see any way that I'll be able to reliably hit the head. And it's gonna be on hard mode. Doubt you can kill Fatalis at this hard mode. I would either have to remove floppy or remove hard, but I mean, you never know, right? If we get to Fatalis. We still have to kill Shatterhorn. We still have to kill Elatrion. I'm not too worried about Stygian. Well, that was interesting. Well, I'm saying Elatrion because I'm assuming I'm going to need Elatrion gear to kill Fatalis. I mean, I don't know, maybe Raging Bracky stuff will be fine, and Raging Bracky himself will be farmable. This poor little baby. Farm Goldie and Silverlos? I'm not going to want to get my HR to the point where I can farm them. I'm sorry, I just don't. Have to do the medals at least? With or without Wiggle Mod? MR70? Yeah, it's gonna... I think you guys are really underestimating how long it would take for me to grind AR with this mod on. It's taking me 15 minutes to kill a Coral Pookie Pookie. No, I mean, Fatalis is easy. Shatterhorn. You don't even need to kill Rajang, you just need to look at him. Stygian. Training Wheels Safi. Look at Elatrion. Baby Elatrion, Fatalis. It really doesn't take that long. Well, in theory, it wouldn't take that long. But there's really not too much you need to do in the Guiding Lands. I mean, Shatterhorn is probably the hardest. In a normal playthrough, Shatterhorn would be the hardest. Because I don't think Stygian's that bad. But I don't know, maybe this would make Stygian really hard. He is a subspecies. Well, I'm hoping the timing will line up anyways, Fog, so that by the time we're done with this run, we'll be ready for Dose. Well, Sexoprimal Behemoth mode is like tomorrow. But I mean, that's like That's like 1 day, guys. I don't even know if that's a full day. Warping Kieran. I don't even know if it's 2 days of content. I feel that's like play Monster Hunter for 2 or 3 hours and then play Exoprimal for 2 hours. Oh no, we haven't seen Kieran yet with this mod. Now to fight him in low rank, you kind of got to go out of your way. He's behind the capture quest chain. You actually get some really cool lore dialogue if you do that quest chain. You get introduced to elder dragons in low rank. We're gonna fight Kieran. That's gonna happen. This thing's got an ass of steel, man. I tell you, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to have a congressional hearing today that all political parties can get together and enjoy. And for some reason, a bunch of NSA spooks to come into the chat and try and discredit. I don't get that part. I was not expecting that. That was not in my stream prep guide for today. What happened? You just have to watch the VOD, dude. You have to fight Kieran at HR 49? Not anymore. Your favorite answer? The whole stream we streamed for 6 hours. We watched the congressional hearing on UFOs and people came into the stream and were trying to discredit the witnesses to the UFOs. Being like, oh, they're all paid shills, like all this stuff. Very sus stuff. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate them coming together on Aliens more so than like wasting more money somewhere else. I don't think the alien stuff is a waste of time or money. The American people want to know, and you know what? The rest of the world says they don't care, but they do. You know they do. You'd all be first in line for that alien bussy. And America will have it first. You have to be interested in spirits? One of the researchers we looked in today said that the aliens might actually be time travelers or Djinns or spirits. So that's also possible. And he was even mentioned by name. Well, one of his papers was mentioned by name by the congressional chairman. I think he's maybe a little bit of a quack, but he's out there. All right, 6 hours. I'm a little tired. It's like, what, 4:30 a.m.? I'm going to end this stream. This was a good stream. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. We're going to play this. We'll finish Barioth. We will... What's after Barioth? Glavenus and Narga? Was it Barioth, Narga, Glavenus? Then we'll probably play some Sexoprimal. That's the plan for tomorrow. I'll see you then. Don't let the aliens get you. Good night. Goodbye.